Jacob Zuma, President of South Africa from 2009 to, eventually, February 2018. The story of his presidency is covered in other cartoons. This cartoon series covers the last 18 months of it, which were less a presidency and more a slow-motion public departure that was announced, postponed, re-announced, renegotiated, and re-postponed across a sequence of events, each of which was described at the time as the final one. The Union Buildings, one lit window, a calendar covered in circled dates, a cup of rooibos, a television showing the news. The news has been saying the same thing for 18 months. The taxpayer in the hard hat is outside. He has read this headline before. He will read it again. He is keeping count. One countdown clock. The story of a presidency ending in the most South African way possible, which is to say, loudly, repeatedly, in the middle of the night, while everyone watched, across a period of time that felt much longer than 18 months because of how much happened during it.
The calendar, April 2016 to February 2018. A period during which the departure of a sitting president was treated by both the governing party and the national media as an event that was always about to happen and never quite did. Until it did. No confidence votes, 2 of them. ANC NEC emergency meetings, several. Delegations, midnight announcements. A national conference that changed the leadership of the party, but not yet the presidency. And then the final, actual, real resignation at 11 p.m. on a Wednesday, 20 minutes into a televised address. The taxpayer in the hard hat ran out of stickers in November 2017. He bought more. He used all of them. This is the full calendar. Each sticker is a real event. Some stickers were used more than once for the same week.
August 2016. The first formal motion of no confidence in Zuma as president reaches the floor of the National Assembly. The opposition makes its case. The ANC has the numbers. The motion fails. The president reads something during the vote count. We do not know what he is reading. He departs afterward with a cup of rooibos and the expression of a man for whom this has not been a stressful afternoon. The opposition announces it will try again. The countdown clock appears in the building. Nobody is sure who installed it. It is simply there, ticking, with the patience of an institution that has seen many things. The no confidence votes will come back. There will be a second one. The second one will be different. We will get to that.
The ANC National Executive Committee, a body of 80 members elected at National Conference, constitutionally empowered to recall the President of South Africa. Between 2016 and 2018, it met in emergency session multiple times, specifically to discuss doing this. Each session produced a statement. The statements used different words, but conveyed the same message. We have engaged the President in a spirit of unity, and we will continue to monitor the situation. By session 7, there are 6 empty coffee pots in the corner. The agenda still reads, Emergency Session, the President, Agenda Item 1 of 1. The President is still in office. The coffee is still being made. The NEC does have the power to recall the President. This is not in dispute. The question, which is answered at different speeds by different factions of the committee, is whether to use it. The monitoring continues.
The Delegations. Senior ANC figures, dispatched to negotiate. Briefcases packed, talking points prepared, cars arranged. Destinations, Nkandla, Dendel, various locations where the president could be found not resigning. The president receives the delegations with the hospitality of a man who is entirely at ease. Refreshments are good. Conversations are long. Outcomes are described as positive and productive. The delegation returns. Further engagement is to follow. In the background of every Nkandla delegation, the fire pool sign is visible. Nobody comments on it. This is not the meeting for that. there is a different Flashback Friday for that. The delegations will come back, more than once. The refreshments will continue to be good. The departure will continue to not happen. For now.
The midnight announcement, a format that became so familiar during this period that families across South Africa developed routines around it. Tea made, television on, ticker noted. The address begins. The addresses cover many subjects: the ANC's history, the economy, land, the youth, unity. The president is not short of things to say, and he says many of them at length before reaching, or not reaching, the subject that the ticker has been describing as imminent for 45 minutes. The grandmother makes a second cup of tea. The father is asleep, but technically watching. The teenager has returned to the phone. The ticker has not changed. The countdown clock behind the podium is still at 1 minute. It has been at 1 minute for a long time. These are not the final address. That comes later. This is the practice run, or one of several practice runs, or the occasion that wasn't a practice run but produced the same result as a practice run. It is hard to tell at the time.
December 2017. The ANC National Conference at Nasrec. Cyril Ramaphosa wins the ANC presidency by 179 votes. It is narrow. It is legitimate. It changes everything and does not immediately change the most important thing. Jacob Zuma is still the president of South Africa. He will remain so. The governing party now has one leader. The country has another. There is a diagram on television explaining this. The diagram has a question mark. The question mark is load-bearing. The countdown clock in the Nasrec rafters is now at 3 minutes. It is the closest it has been. The NEC will meet again. The delegations will go out again. The midnight announcements will recommence. The end is now measurable. It is still not immediate. 8 more weeks. The South African public, watching the diagram on television, begins to count.
The Constitutional Court. The same building that ruled on Nkandla. The same building that found the public protector's remedial action binding. That found the president had violated his oath of office. That building. A motion is filed. The court schedules a hearing. The document arrives. The Zuma caricature reads the cover page. His expression is the expression of a man who has spent 2 years managing NEC meetings and delegation visits and midnight press releases, and who has now received something that operates on none of those terms. The Constitutional Court does not hold emergency sessions. It does not dispatch delegations. It does not produce statements about monitoring the situation. It produces hearing dates. The hearing date is circled. The legal team opens the briefcases. The countdown clock reads 1 minute. It has read 1 minute before, but this time, the clock looks like it has done the maths.
February 2018. The ANC NEC meets for what will turn out to be the final time on this subject. The mood is different. The numbers are different. Ramaphosa is ANC president. The Constitutional Court hearing is approaching. The delegations have returned without results. The NEC votes. The recall passes. Jacob Zuma is formally recalled as president of South Africa by the governing party. An SABC address is expected tonight. The countdown clock in the office reads 10 seconds. It has read 1 minute before. It has read 1 second before. It has been reading something in this vicinity for 18 months. But the NEC vote is on the record now. The court date is on the calendar. The address is tonight. 10 seconds. The address is coming.
February 14, 2018. Valentine's Day. The SABC. The Zuma caricature at the podium. The family is back in the sitting room. The grandmother has made 2 cups of tea in advance. She knows herself by now.
The address begins. The subjects covered in the first 20 minutes: the ANC's history, the liberation struggle, personal service, the importance of unity, gratitude to the people of South Africa. These are not the subject on the ticker. The ticker still reads, "Resignation expected." 20 minutes in, the speech changes. "I have come to the decision that I will no longer serve as President of the Republic of South Africa." The countdown clock reaches 0. After 18 months, after 11 imminent departures, after the NEC sessions and the delegations and the midnight addresses and the no-confidence votes and the Constitutional Court documents, after all of it, 0. The clock looks like it cannot quite believe it. South Africa looks like it cannot quite believe it. The grandmother's tea is still warm.
The line. In the resignation address, alongside the ANC history and the liberation struggle and the gratitude, one specific sentence: "I have not done anything wrong." This sentence is in the same address as the resignation. They are in the same speech, 20 minutes apart. South Africa processes both of them. It takes a while. The next morning, Cyril Ramaphosa is inaugurated as President of South Africa at the Union Buildings. The ceremony is formal, the flags are out. The taxpayer in the hard hat watches with the expression of a person who hopes very much, who has been disappointed before, and who has made their peace with carrying both of those things at once. Behind him in the crowd, the grandmother. Fresh cup of tea.
The storage room. The countdown clock is on the shelf. It reached 0 on February 14, 2018 at 10:51 p.m. It has stayed at 0 since then. This is, on reflection, the correct thing for it to be doing. Next to it, the fire pool sign from the Nkandla series. The note says, "Do not discard." Some things are historical artifacts. Some signs outlast the moment that made them. The taxpayer comes to drop off the calendar. 18 months of stickers, 11 imminent departures, 1 actual one. He puts the calendar on the shelf next to the clock and the fire pool sign and 14 ANC NEC emergency session agendas. He looks at the camera. He says, "I'm going to need a new calendar." Jacob Zuma, President of South Africa from 2009 to February 14, 2018. The resignation took 20 minutes into a speech that covered many other subjects first. The Constitution held twice. The courts held. The party eventually recalled. The clock eventually reached 0. The new calendar is for what comes next. That is a different Flashback Friday. Mzansi Eina. Because, somebody has to say it.